Hi, Guntower Mike here, and this is a really exciting day for Guntower Games because this is the pre-production prototype of Pandora Celeste, hot off the presses from China. It arrived last night. We've been able to have a little bit of a look at it, but right now I'm just really excited to show you what you're going to be getting in this game. And of course, first thing we do is we take it out of its little sleeve, like so. This is the cardboard sleeve that is essentially there to protect the game and stop it from slipping open. Now, some people don't like sleeves, and that's fine. If you don't like the sleeve, you can just throw it away. That's absolutely fine. But it's there if you feel you need it. You open up the game like so, and I wonder if you can spot the deliberate mistake. Let's see if we can. So yeah, when they put this prototype together, they put these two side panels on the wrong way round. Really? I have to say, I had to laugh when our representative told me about this. You know, he got into it, he said, Mike, I'm really angry. The factory's just sent the box and it's the wrong way round. And, you know, if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. And sure enough, at least they are aware of it. They know what they've done. The problem's already fixed. You know, you're going to get to this the right way round when your copy comes through the post. So don't worry about that. We'll just show you what it should be like anyway. So what when these are the right way round, they will give you slots for the ship deck, the memory deck, the vents deck, the nasty action deck, somewhere for you to place the active nasties that are in the active nasty area, and then you would have a turn tracker, and also here you have a little thing that tells you how the automated works in the sick bay, and something that tells you how to flush little nasties down the loo. Because, you know, you really want to flush them down the toilet, don't you? Anyway, so, as I say, these will be the right way around when you get your game. And as you can see, the ship looks absolutely lovely. Slightly duller than I was expecting, and we're asking Chris to just punch up the contrast a little, just to kind of make it pop a little bit more. But I like the grungy feel of it. I mean, you know, after all, this is a rundown, grungy cargo freighter, so you don't want it to look too bright. And as you can see, the rooms, etc., they come out beautifully. And then this is what you get in the box. It comes with 2 rule books. And at first, this looks quite intimidating, but trust me, it isn't really. This is probably the one you're going to refer to first. This is the Learn to Play booklet, and it's designed to just teach you how to play the game as you read along. You simply open to page 1, and it'll just walk you through the game. It's a learning campaign of 4 fairly short games, which just introduce each individual bit of the game as you go along, and as you can see, it's just beautiful. I really like the way that these rule books have come out. They look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. And then the rule book itself similarly looks really nice, really glossy, and most importantly, on the back it's got a index. So, for instance, if you wanted to find out about moving through the vents, you would basically look up moving through the vents, which is on page 20, and you would turn to page 20, and there would be a little bit telling you how to move through the vents or whatever else you want to do. And once again, the it's just come out beautifully. Everything just looks really nice. I'm very happy with them, and hopefully we've caught all the typos. And then you have 2 punch boards. This punch board has wounds and the excuse me, the tokens for the back of the ship. If you've got the deluxe game, double-sided, and then the main punch board here gives you all the tokens to play with the base game. Everything you need, and you know, the kind of main tokens for the ship. Also, once again, double-sided. And in one corner here, you have the doors. The doors still need reprinting to actually sort of fill the whole rectangle rather than sort of having bleed around them. The factory already knows this. This was printed before the new file was sent through to them, so yeah, the doors are going to come out fully printed across all of these so that they basically look like doors that you can slot into a little stand and put by the side of the board. I'm just going to put this to one side for a minute and talk to you. I'll show you this. Basically, this is the Xeno data log, and this is basically what you're going to refer to anytime you come across a nasty within the game. The nasties, most of their key stats are summarised on their card, but the detail about how they work is all listed in this Xeno data log. And as you can see, as you encounter more and more deadly nasties, they become more interesting to deal with. Let's put it that way. And then the Symbols Quick Ref Sheets. Every player gets a Symbols Quick Ref Sheet, and the Symbols Quick Ref Sheet basically has a symbology of all the symbols that are on your action cards, tells you precisely what the different actions on the action cards do, so you can very, very quickly just refer to that as you need to. And every player also gets a wound tracker, and this wound tracker basically has a space for you to put your deck, space for you to put your discards. If you have a tool, it goes into your ready tool slot there. If you use an active defense, it goes into your active defense slot there with a little bit of explanation about how that works. And then you have a wound tracker along the top where you essentially slot any cards you lose to wounds. And these are basically made out of very, very sturdy punch board, which aren't going to bend or break anytime soon. And now we come to one of the USPs of the game, the inserts. And as I'm sure you already know, the inserts are designed for you to basically slot over the ship like so, and you can see through the inserts to the ship plan below, and the insert basically creates a three-dimensional grid on which you stick these stickers, and you basically peel stickers off and you stick them onto the relevant bit of the insert there, and that gives you a three-dimensional air vent system suspended over the ship that you can move around in. I'm actually going to slightly reconfigure this to make it even more user-friendly than it currently is, but the whole idea is you orient it the same way as the ship. Then you can literally put the stickers onto the ship as they are oriented on the sticker sheet, so that you get the vents exactly right. Because you always end up crawling around in the vents in films like these, don't you? Now, as you know, we have been very, very concerned that these vent inserts are strong enough to just put up with the day-to-day rigours of constant game use. And I'm very pleased to say that actually you can see that they are really strong. You know, it's actually going to be quite hard to tear this. It's certainly not going to tear by accident. They're pretty strong, they're pretty sturdy, and you know, when you press down on them, they don't buckle. You know, I'm pressing really, really hard on this right now, and as you can see, it's pretty damn resistant to pressure. So I'm very, very pleased to report that actually we are very confident that these inserts will basically stand up to constant and repeated gameplay. And in much the same way, the board itself, which has to also act as the box, is pretty strong. We did think we were going to have to increase the thickness of the box board, but having now experienced it here, I think we're all right as we are. And of course, crawling around in these vents are these. These are the acrylic standees which come with the game, which look absolutely lovely, except for one thing. At the moment, they're only printed on one side. Really? What can I say? The factory is aware of this. They're already fixing it. You will get these lovely standees, double-sided, when the game is delivered to you. And you can see you'll get the main crew, which are these 6 characters here. And then you will also get, if you've ordered Kenny and Marina, Kenny and Marina are optional add-on characters. Those are the crew, and then you have, I'm not going to get them all out of the bag, but you basically have 6 different types of big nasty, including the monster bug, who I have to say I think looks absolutely lovely. And of course, each of these standees comes with their own deck of cards, and this is the decks of the character cards. So you've got Fly Girl here, who is your kick-ass heroine, with the ability to sneak around, and also she's got her emergency takeoff card. Let's see if I can get that in focus. There we go, like so. Skins, company android, has the ability to bypass things, can recharge quite quickly, and it has android immunity. And yeah, you wouldn't want to meet him in a dark corner, would you? And then, of course, cargo, ship's cargo officer. Not a single tool on this ship that he can't use. He's also the shuttle pilot, and a captain who is jack of all trades and also has the ability to give extra actions to other members of the crew. Those are the 4 basic characters in the base game, and then in the deluxe game you've got Greaseball, who is a little bit of a thug, but can certainly hold his own against the monsters. He needs to. Back of the ship is dangerous. And then the kid, who gets to sneak around and also has a little bit of hacking ability, as little kids are wont to do. And then the big nasties. This particular card is too tight. We've already passed that on to the manufacturer. They're going to new arts we've sent across. It's going to be loosened up, but as you can see, each of these. Excuse me, let's get that right. Yeah, they look fantastic. And then you've got the nasty action deck, and then you've got. If you've got the deluxe game, you have a series of cargo cards, which basically go in the back of the ship in these cargo bays. And some of them have some nasty surprises, but some of them can also be quite useful. So there are some interesting surprises there. And then this is the vents deck, which has Little Nasty, the ship's pet mascot, scuttling around in the vents, keeping the vents clean of feral cats called Jonesy, and then various other things, including various nasties lurking around in the vents. And then the ship deck, which is all of the items that you can basically find on the ship. Tools, which are quite useful, and nasties that are lurking around in the deck, in the front of the ship. And these are the cards that you can find in the safes. And a couple of cards that go with specific agendas. And then you have the stern deck, where stuff you find at the stern, like the cargo rig, for instance, or the shotgun. And there are various other interesting and useful things, some of which can be nasty surprises, or even more nasty surprises, and you don't want to meet those in a dark corner. The memory deck, memories that get triggered as you move around the ship and find various things. And then also you have the scenario deck, and the scenario deck basically, each scenario deck is numbered. The cards come out in a kind of sequence that tells a little story that goes with the learning scenarios and teaches you as you go along how the game plays. And then you have these spare noise cards, which are double-sided and which you basically use when you need to show that something's made noise, which you can't just put into your discard pile for whatever reason. And then the game also comes with the tarot cards, and these have sort of quick reference cards with the ship's plan. Ship's plan on the back of them, just 4, and then these are the ship's emergency protocols, which you have to shut down before the ship kills you with them, and each one you shut down will essentially trigger a big nasty. And then you also have agendas, which every character basically has an agenda, from getting the smoking gun, do something, salvage the data for the company, rescue little nasty from the air vents, and as you can see, there's a ton of these. You've got all kinds of replayability in this game. Every character, basically, this is what the character is trying to achieve on the ship. And as if that wasn't enough, you then have a whole bunch of additional agendas if you buy the add-on extra stories, which give you a whole bunch more interesting agendas and 3 extra protocols. And you also have Science Officer Kenny. Once again, her margins are too tight. We're basically getting these replaced with cards that sort of don't feel quite as tight. And then you have Marina, the Colonial Marine, and she has got standard deck of action cards, but she's also got some kit which is stored in the cargo bays, and that kit basically helps you survive the ship. And then finally, the Shapeshifter expansion, which comes with 12 cards, and I have to say I really like these. These are absolutely lovely. They've come out really, really well. I mean, look at that. Isn't that fabulous? This is the carrier card. Basically, what you do is you start the game with 2 of these cards, and every time you are on your own in the ship with somebody else, you have to pass them one of your cards. If you pass them the carrier, if they resist, then they expose you as the shapeshifter. If they are a victim, then they become the carrier, and you pass the carrier card to them. And as I say, these have come out really, really nicely. I just really like the way they look. So there you have it. That, in a nutshell, is what you're going to get in Pandora Celeste. And when you finish playing the game, you simply put all of the cards and everything else back into the inserts like so. And then you take the back insert and you put it on top of the front insert like so, and then you take the bridge, and the bridge goes here. And the bridge, by the way, there's a little box designed to fit inside the bridge, which if you've bought any of the minis, you can keep the minis here in the bridge, so you don't have to keep them anywhere else. I mean, you know, everything to do with this game can be stored in this one box, and that was really, really important to me, because I'm a gamer like you. I don't have enough game space. I've got tons of games on the backs of my shelves. I don't have enough space to have multiple boxes for these games. Anyway, so you can keep the minis in the bridge, and that's designed that way. And then you basically place your A5 pieces on there like so. You will actually not have these on punch boards and so forth once you've punched them out. They will be in their own little baggies, but at the moment they're just going to be laid on along the top like that, and then the rule books basically go in there like that, and you fold the box around like so, put it over the top, slot it in. The magnets basically hold it all together. The magnets are pretty strong. Basically, you know, it's not likely to fall out even without the the sleeve, but if you're worried about the magnets not holding, then you simply slot it into the sleeve like so, and that makes absolutely certain that no matter what happens, the game is not basically going to fall apart. The box isn't going to fall apart as you're travelling with it. And there, in a nutshell, you basically have Pandora Celeste. We've done a snagging list. That snagging list gone to the manufacturer. They're going to start printing on Monday. All being well, in a following wind, we're certain we're going to be able to deliver this to you all by June, as we promised, and we're really, really hoping that we can deliver it to you by May. We are pulling out every stop we possibly can to get this game into the UK by UK Games Expo, and it should be in America and Australia at around about the same time, if not just a little bit earlier. But you know all the different things that can go wrong. So I can guarantee, I think, that we will get this to you by June. And we're going to do everything we possibly can to get it to you before then. And then I hope that you have as much fun playing this game as I have had designing it and testing it and watching people just have a blast playing with it over the last few years. And yeah, may you back into many dark corners for years to come.